Hello again, everybody. Wayback Sports Cards. Today I've got 18 packs of 1981 Fleer baseball cards, 17 card packs. They're wax packs. It's the first year that Fleer made baseball cards in the modern era. 81 moving on. So we're going to get right into this. I bought a bunch of random packs, not just these 18 packs of 1981 Fleer, but a bunch of other packs. And I got a massive lot of cards for under, I think it was about 70 bucks shipped. So I got other stuff besides this. So I got a pretty good deal on this because these packs on eBay, single packs go for anywhere from like $6 to $10 a pack. So to get these 18 plus a bunch of other stuff for about $80 after shipping was a really good deal that I jumped on. So there you go, 660 card set. Nice wax pack. There you go. Nice promotion there. We're going to get right into this. So there you go. Wax pack, 660 card set. Key rookie cards are Harold Baines, Fernando Valenzuela, Kirk Gibson. Those are the key rookies. A PSA 10 Valenzuela I've seen on eBay for about $600-700. The Gibson I think I saw for about $300, maybe a little less. And the same for about the Baines. The key, there's actually, shouldn't say the key. The gum looks pretty not moldy, so didn't really damage Rick Sutcliffe here. But you can see already, first card, poor centering, poor quality photos. I'll show you the back of the card. And the one error that you're going to see on every pitcher card is complete major and minor league batting record. They did not correct that on these cards, so every single pitcher card, well, and batter card says the same thing. So there's Rick Sutcliffe. But yeah, centering, quality control, you can see like the black line on the print. To get a PSA 10, not super easy. There's Bob Boone. Got a checklist. Mike Scioscia. That could be a Scioscia rookie card. I'll put that off to the side. Not one of the bigger ones in the set, if it is. Doyle Alexander. Interesting photo there. Terry Forster. Craig Swan. Lonnie Smith. Oh, Lonnie Smith got stuck to Steve Dillard. And you can see also on the edge the poor cutting. So another reason why I think PSA 10s are pretty hard to come by in this set. You can see the rough cut on the Phil Garner as well, although the Phil Garner photo is amazing. Sheldon Burnside, Doug Rao, Doug Flynn, like off-centered photo. Greg Lazinski, the Bull. Rick Russell, Big Daddy. And our final card, with a little ding in the corner there, Dennis Worth of the Yankees. So, yeah, lots of errors. This set is notorious for errors. The big error card is the Greg Nettles card. And there's a version of this card that says Craig with a C. And if we find that one might have that one definitely has some value to it. So we'll see how we do if we find that. We got Robert Welch, better known to the world as Bob Welch. Rick Camp. Lefty, the Golden Arm, Steve Carlton. And you know what? I'll start to put the big guns up on the board there, on the stands. Tim Foley. Broderick Perkins, Dan Dreesen, Dusty Baker, good one there. Rich Murray. Oh, we got some flipping in here. I didn't see that in the first pack. We got Del Unser, couldn't get his full face in there. Dave Stapleton in a posed photo. Jason Thompson, again, couldn't get his full face. We got Fergie Jenkins, very nice. Kind of end of the career, I think, on Fergie there. Pretty close. 1980, he's got 259 wins at that point. 28.99 on the strikeouts. Yeah, that's right toward the end of the career. Gary Woods, Jack Morris, Dwight Evans, good pack, and Jim Fregosi, excellent player in his own right. At this point, I think he had just become a manager. But yeah, selected as the all-time greatest Angel in 1969, became manager of the Angels in 1978. So, Jim Fregosi, I remember him growing up in the 90s with the Phillies, leading that bunch to the World Series in 93. Talking about the John Kruk led Phillies. Got Jim Anderson, Tom Griffin, Richie Hebner, Steve Renko. The quality of photos is just really uneven in this set. Dan Ford, Mickey Rivers with the Rangers, Preston Hanna, Wayne Gross, Dan Spillner, Jim Palmer, there we go. Put the great Jim Palmer up there. Kevin Saucier. Got Jim Spencer, Roger Erickson, Steve Busby, Mike Hargrove, future MLB manager, Julio Gonzalez with the incredible jacket there, and Jim Gantner, longtime Brewer player there, Jim Gantner. So, a couple packs in, 17 card packs. So they give you a lot of bang for your buck. These packs retailed for 30 cents back in 1981. And actually, my understanding was the boxes contained 38 packs, but they said 36, but they contained 38 packs. Not sure how that would have worked because the box would have been uneven, number of cards in each pile, but that's what I saw on Baseball Cardpedia. Bob Shirley with the horrible photo lines on there. I don't know what's up there. George Foster, nice card there. We'll put George Foster down. Maury Wills, manager. Rod Scurry. Couldn't get his face, but we got some great sideburn, long hair, the pirate hat. They got the Pirates championship shirts. That's a great card. Jim Tracy, Mike Easler, John Curtis, Ken Griffey Sr., and John Milner. Just some great looking, dated photos, poor quality. I mean, this is what the early 80s was all about. The quality got better, but like Miguel Delone, I'll zoom in there. There we go. Yeah, got his caught him mouth agape there. All right, we got Joe LaFever, Tom Hume, Larry Cox, Bob Sykes, nice satin jacket there. The Kid, Gary Carter, and actually the card has got it's creased. It came out of the pack creased. So there you go. Example of bad quality control. Barry Evans, Mario Guerrero. Really poor cut. Tom Brookins, Gary Hancock, Barry Bonnell, Dennis Littlejohn. Okay. Oh, do we get something behind Littlejohn? Bob Nepper, Bruce Bochy, future manager, Ivan De Jesus, and the recently departed Hall of Famer, the Cobra, Dave Parker. We'll put Dave up. Dave always had that $1 million smile there. It's just me and the boys bopping. The We Are Family Pirates. That's just that's a time capsule right there. Billy Travers, pitcher there with the Brewers. Louis Tiant. Jerry Garvin. I'm putting Tiant down in my pile there. Don Ossie. Pat Putnam. Roy Howell. Larry Heil. Triple threat, Schmidt, Rose, and Boa. All right, we're going to put the Phillies up there. Charlie Moore, Rudy May, Bombo Rivera, George Brett MVP card. Got George Vukovic, Doug Alt, Moose Haas, Sweet Lou Piniella, and Roy Smalley. Pretty good pack there. And the gum is dry in every pack, which is fantastic. So we got lucky in that regard, but you can see the poor centering, the miscut, or the poorly cut cards. Got Don Zimmer looking old as hell in 1981, and I remember him from the being Yankee bench coach in the early 2000s. Looks old here. We got Hall of Famer Rod Carew. He converted. Got the mountains in the background. That's majestic right there. I'm going to put him in front of Dave Parker there. No disrespect to the departed, but got to put Rod Carew up there. Jim Rice, Gaylord Perry. Lots of greats in the set here. Willie Wilson. Another Willie Wilson. Big, big smile. Ken Schramm, Bill Castro, Ron Davis, Jerry Koosman, and Robert Castillo. Koosman, fantastic pitcher. Pitched a long time with the Mets. He was kind of that 1-2 punch with Tom Seaver. And, yeah, part of a lot of great Met teams, late 60s, early 70s. Next pack here, we got Otto Velez, Manny Mota, Jim Lentine, Mike Torres, Dave Frost, Jim Kern. Just looks like he came out of the woods. Speaking of coming out of the woods, we got Enrique Romo. The hair, the beard, the buttoned up jacket there. Looks like he's trying to, what is that, one of those sweat jackets he's got on there? That's a great card. Steve McCaddy, Rob Wilfong, Dennis Leonard, Sid Monge, Al Bunbury. We got a checklist. Johnny Oates, future manager as well, Johnny Oates. Jeff Zahn, Darrell Porter, and Tom Verizer. All right, a who's who of 1981 baseball right there. So there you go. And we've got gum stuck to Alan Hargishmeyer. Hargishmeyer, yeah. I think I said that right. I was born in 82, folks. I did not remember all these guys. Jim Bibby, Gene Tennis. Oh, we got the great Johnny Bench. We're going to put Johnny up in front of George. Art Howe, great jacket again. Lenny Randall, Mark Little, Chris Spire, Bruce Benedict, Reggie Smith, Jeff, don't call me Conway, Twitty, Dave Edler, Terry Landrum, Tito Landrum, if you will, Ellis Valentine, and MVP, possible or should be Hall of Famer, Dale Murphy. Put Dale up. Dale Murphy was a great. Got gum stuck to Enos Campbell, Dan Schatzeder, Gary Weiss, Ray Burris. Shadow there with the flash. I don't know where they took that. Tug McGraw, Willie McCovey's stretch, and of course it's got those nice print marks on it, but put stretch down. Actually, we'll put stretch over there, and then we got a 400 home run club of Yaz. We'll put Yaz up. Dave Cash, Ray Knight, Golden Glove, Doug DeCinces, Gary Maddox, Tim Blackwell, Jim Rooker, Randy Jones, Len Sakata, and Jeff Reardon, which might be a rookie card. Maybe. The back has got some wax staining on it. But Jeff Reardon, longtime closer, came up with the Mets, was with the Red Sox, the Expos, right? A bunch of teams. Yankees for a hot minute. Oh, we got Reggie Mr. Baseball, Mr. October, better known as Mr. October. Got Reggie Jackson there. Ron Say, Gary Matthews, Davey Lopes, Mike Armstrong, Joe Price. We've got Danny Darwin, Jesse Jefferson, Robin Yount, a young Robin Yount. Another Reggie Jackson. So 2 Reggies in the same pack. We got the Mr. Baseball and the base Reggie. So Reggie goes up. Doc Medich, Dave Stieb. Is this a Dave Stieb rookie card? I don't think it is. But Dave Stieb may have been the pitcher of the 80s. This guy was unbelievable. And Cecil Cooper, great ball player as well in his own right. So a couple of underrated players from the 80s there to finish out this pack. We'll get into the next one, and we got Willie, or better known maybe to some as Guillermo Hernandez, 1984 Cy Young winner with the Tigers when he won that. Oh, we got Lee Lacy, Dan Meyer, Ken Oberkfell. And these miscut cards are just, they're not stuck. It's just, when I try to flip through it, they're kind of stuck to each other a little bit, where I got to just, can't get a grip on it. Dennis Lamp, Dale Berra, Julio Cruz Sr., Ron Oster, I should say, Jerry White, Larry McWilliams, Don Stanhouse, got Darrell Evans, Doug Bird, Mike Cubbage, and Larry Gura. So we're down to about 6 packs here. No, we haven't seen the Nolan Ryan yet. We haven't seen Nettles. We haven't seen Fernando Valenzuela. I would say those are the 3 I'm really kind of waiting for and hoping we can pull out of here. But let's see. I did drop the first cards. John Grubb. We got the Goose, Doug Corbett, who is stuck to the checklist. Got Bill Campbell, who is also stuck to Brian Downing, Al Oliver, Dick Hauser, manager of the Yankees there, Rick Monday, the man who rescued the American flag from being burned on the field, I think several years before this card came out, late 70s. Steve Henderson. We've got Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle. Pete Rose goes up. Randy Lurch, Spaceman, Bill Lee, Chris Chambliss, Tommy Lasorda, Lee Mazzilli, Craig Reynolds. Definitely some notable names in there. All right, we're kind of getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Got Glenn Adams, UL Washington. We got Jorge Orta, Greg Pryor. We got Reggie Cleveland, Eric Soderholm, Butch Weiniger, Paul Splittorff. Got Rich Dower, Richard Wortham. It's like the third. Is that the third Richard of this pack? Tony Armas, Tim Corcoran, Fred Stanley, Mike Stanton, probably not the one folks are familiar with from the 90s and early 2000s. Rick Dempsey, longtime catcher. Britt Burns, Dan Graham, Billy Travers. So that pack, not as good. And we're kind of getting down here. 4 more packs to go. Tom Verizer, checklist. Dave Roberts, Bobby Mercer, rest in peace. Pete Redfern, Amos Otis. Got an Orioles team checklist. Jim Barr, Dan Petrie. Hat looks way too small. Rick Burleson, Sam Mejias, Rance Mullenix, Mike Paxton, Earl Weaver, Sweet Lou Whitaker, Mike Griffin, and Brian Azelstein. Sure. Correct me in the comments. Tell me where I went wrong on the pronunciations. We got gum stuck to Toby Hara, Jim Essien, Don Money, great name, Bob Watson, future GM of the Yankees, Hoskin Powell, The Quiz, Dan Quisenberry, rest in peace, Jose Morales, Steve Braun, Pat Corrales, Otto Velez, we've seen him before, Manny Mota, Jim Lenti. Yeah, we've seen these guys earlier. Yep. All right. So kind of noticing toward the end of this 18-pack break, I think that was the first time I really noticed the duplicates. Let's see how we do on these last two. Bill Gullickson, Jeff Burrows, the Mets checklist, Grant Jackson, Leon Roberts with the chew in his mouth, Bob Forsch, Larry Parrish, George Brett, 390 average. We'll put Brett back up there. Wally Backman, Vic Davalillo, Al Holland, Alan Ashby, Bruce Sutter with the bat, Dave Ford, Glenn Hubbard, No Snake, Dave Goltz, Bill North. And our final pack, in what's been a pretty fun break. Cards are a little miscut, but some interesting photos. Definitely a fun break. If you could find a stack of these packs for, anywhere under I would say under $5 a pack, you're probably not going to find it much cheaper than that. Even though these cards don't necessarily carry a ton of value, but have some fun. Maybe look for a Fernando rookie. Al Bunbury, Dodger checklist, Johnny Oates. All right, we've seen these already, so may not find much new here as we close out. Tony Perez, actually, we did not see him yet. Tony Perez, Hall of Famer. Gary Renicky, John Wackenfuss, Tom Bergmeyer, Don Baylor, Mark Corey, Ross Grimsley, and finally, Lee May. So there you have it. That was 18 packs of 1981 Fleer baseball cards. And, I think we had a pretty good time with these. I'll just quickly kind of run through some of the bigger names here. We didn't get Nolan Ryan. We didn't get the Fernando rookie. We didn't see a Greg Nettles. So we didn't have a chance at the error card there. But we got Reggie Jackson, Yaz, Johnny Bench, a couple of George Bretts. Lefty, Carlton, got another Brett, Robin Yount, McCovey, Schmidt Rose Boa, Jim Palmer, another Pete, another Reggie, Dale Murphy, Rod Carew, the Cobra, Tony Perez, Bruce Sutter, Quiz, Whitaker, Weaver, Mercer, Lasorda, Gossage, Evans, Cooper, Steve, Reardon, Kuzman, Gaylord Perry, Jim Rice, Lou Piniella, Louis Tiant, Gary Carter, George Foster, Dwight Evans, Jack Morris, Fergie Jenkins, Dusty Baker, Mike Scioscia. Yeah, not bad. We did all right. We had some fun. Let me know what you think. The 44-year-old cards, but definitely had some fun with them. Let me know if you've had any of these, or if you have the error card of Greg Nettles, or if you've got the Fernando rookie, let me know. But as always, thank you for watching. Have a great day, everyone, and so long.